Getting ready here to start game number 2. The Lady Red will be facing the Otis Bison Cougars. In the starting lineups for the Lady Red will be number 10, the 6-foot junior, Leah McKelvey. Number 13, the 6-foot junior, Zoe Nixon. Number 24, the 5'7" freshman, Tatum Rentschler. Number 1, the 5-foot sophomore, Keely Ochoa. Number 20, the 5'5" freshman, Hannah Raby. And number 5, the 5'10" freshman, Turner Rentschler. On the court for Otis Bison is going to be number 3, the junior, Lily Schweint. Number 7, the senior, Emma Barr. Number 4, the senior, Madison Chapman. Number 20, the freshman, Rowan Juneau. Number 8, the libero, is Brooklyn Roth, the sophomore. And number 6, the senior, Grace Smith. And the libero for the Lady Red is going to be number 7, the 5'2" senior, Lily Highland. And she will start off replacing Zoe Nixon in the back row. As back to serve now is Barr for the Cougars. Serve there received by Ochoa. Set by Tatum Muncher for Nixon. And that one is going to be outside as Otis Bison will open up this game with the first points. Barr. Serve is received by Highland. Set by Tatum Rentschler for Raby. That one is tipped at the net. As we'll see, a hit here is blocked, but blocked on the Lady Red side there, as that will be another point for Otis Bison as they jump out to an early 2-0 lead here in this first set. Barr. Serve is... They're gonna call it... They're going to call it in. That one just barely hugs the outside line, and that will be a point for Otis Bison. Barr once again back to serve. That one just about went under the net, as that one will be a point as the Lady Red open up this game with their first point. And now will be number 25, the 5'6" sophomore, Carper Franklin. And she'll be replacing Turner Rentschler. And in for Ochoa will be number 11, the 5'9" senior, Parker Atwood. Franklin now back to serve. Serve there is received by the Cougars. This one set here is tipped at the net, as Rentschler will easily get that one. Raby will set it up for Atwood. That one will be tipped at the net and not saved by Otis Bison, as the Lady Red now with their second points. Score is 2-3 here in this first set in favor of Otis Bison. Franklin serve looks out, as that will be the 4th point of the match for Otis Bison. Back to serve now is Chapman. Serve is received by Franklin. Set by Raby for McKelvey. McKelvey's hit. Diving save there, but it wasn't saved enough, as the Lady Red will continue to keep the 2-point lead. Score is 5-3 here in this second set, as a couple more substitutions in. For Raby comes number 9, the 5'6" sophomore, Danny Archer. And in for Tatum Rentschler is number 12, the 5'9" junior, Kaylin Iflin. Oh, sorry, 3-4 is the score, sorry. As Archer now back to serve for the Lady Red. Great serve there by Danny, as that one is barely received and saved pretty easily by Franklin. As Archer will set it up for Atwood. Atwood's hit dug out by the Cougars. Back row hit here. Won't make it to the net. And the Lady Red now tie this game up at 4. Archer still retaining the serve. Serve is up, and it looks good, as it is not saved by Otis Bison, and that will be the first ace of this match by Danny Archer. Lady Red now lead 5-4 in this first set. Archer retaining the serve. Good serve there by Danny, as that one is not really saved well by Otis Bison, and Lily can easily get that one. Archer will set it up for Atwood. Atwood's hit tipped. No one there on the backside for the Lady Red, as that will be a block by Otis Bison. in now for the Cougars will be number 11, the sophomore Allie Smith, and back to serve will be Schweint. That one was the serve just dropped right in front of Franklin, and that will be an ace for Otis Bison, as I think they'll get the lead back here, 6-5 in this first set. Schweint once again back to serve. Serve there received by Atwood. Back set by Archer for McKelvey. McKelvey tries to hit it, but that one's saved by Otis Bison, as the Lady Red will get the hit back here. Atwood will hit it over. This time it is saved by Otis Bison. A tip at the net there will be won by the Lady Red, as the Lady Red tie this game back up at 6. Nixon now replaces McKelvey on the front row, and back to serve will be Highland. Good serve there, received by Otis Bison. Here set cross court, blocked, but that one stays on the Lady Red side, as Nixon tries to hit it over but didn't quite put enough juice on it, as that one will be a Cougar point. Otis Bison leads this one 7-6 in this first set here, with Juno back to serve. Serve there received by Highland, set by Archer for Nixon. Nixon, her hit will be outside, as the Cougars will open this one up, an 8-6 lead for them in this first set. Juno retaining the serve. Franklin will receive it, pass it to Archer, who sets it up for Nixon on the outside again. That tip there saved by Otis Bison. This time they'll hit it. That one there saved by Highland, as Archer will set this one up for Atwood this time. Atwood's hit saved, or tipped at the net, and then saved by Lady Red, as Nixon will get another hit at it, as this one will go right back over to Lady Red side. Highland passes it to Archer. Archer for Nixon. Nixon's hit is outside, and it looks like Zoe was looking for a tip, and she will not get it, as Juno retains the serve, and Otis Bison still with the point. Score now is 9-6 in favor of Otis Bison. That tip there by Zoe will be saved, but they will call Otis Bison into the net, as Turner Rentschler now will replace Carper Franklin on the front row. And score is now 9-7 in favor of Otis Bison. Back to serve now is Atwood for the Lady Red. Serve there is received by Otis Bison. That one will be a free ball, as Lily will pass it to Archer, who sets it up for Nixon, as Nixon's hit gets blocked. That one will just finagle its way through the arms of Smith, and that one will be a Lady Red point, as Lady Red bring this lead back to 1, 8-9 here in this first set. Atwood retaining the serve. That one is a little too short, as Otis Bison will get the point right back. As now in for the Lady Red, number 1, the 5-foot sophomore, Keely Ochoa. Back to serve is Smith for Otis Bison. As Iflin receives a serve, Archer will pass it up for Turner Rentschler, and that one hit will be saved, as there'll be a free ball here for the Lady Red on some miscommunication, as Highland passes it to Archer. Archer set for Turner Rentschler. That spike is dug by Otis Bison. This one will be hit back over, as Archer passes it to Iflin. Iflin sets it up for Nixon with a tip. That one's saved by Otis Bison. Saved there by Highland, as Turner tries to do a tip on the opposite side, puts a little bit too much muscle on it, and Otis Bison will get the point. Score is now 11-8 in favor of the Cougars, with Smith back to serve. Serve there received by Iflin. Saved there on the run by Archer, as that tip there by Rentschler won't make its way over the net, as Otis Bison gets another point. As Smith retaining the serve. Ochoa will receive it. Archer will set it up for Nixon. Nixon's hit there, dug by Otis Bison, and that one will be hit back over, but that hit by Allie Smith will be into the net, as that will be a Lady Red point. As Raby comes back in the game, replacing Archer on the front row. Back to serve will be Ifland. Good, nice low serve there, barely saved by Otis Bison, as that one will be a joust at the net, And it will end up on Otis Bison's side, and they just try to tip that one quick back over. But the Lady Red will get the point as that one goes into the net. Iflin will still retain the serve. Score is, it looks like it is 10-12 in favor of Otis Bison, as Iflin still with the serve. Serve there is received by the Cougars, as they'll just have to tip that one over, as Turner Rentschler easily gets that one. Iflin will set it up for Turner Rentschler. That hit will be dug out by the Cougars, as there'll be a back row hit here, saved by Ochoa, who will pass it to Raby. Raby just tries to set it over, and that one will be saved, as Raby now will set it this time for Turner Rentschler. That hit tipped, and that kill will fall for Turner. Lady Red now bring the lead to 1. Score is 11-12 in favor of Otis Bison in this first set. Iflin still retaining the serve. Serve is received. Tip there across to Raby. Was hit a little awkwardly, as Otis Bison will get the point back. Substitution now, as in will come number 24, the 5'7" freshman, Tatum Rentschler. And back to serve will be Allie Smith for Otis Bison. Serve there received by Ochoa. Set by Tatum for Turner. That hit there dug by Otis Bison, as this time we'll see a hit of their own, as Highland will dig that one out, as Tatum will set it for Turner. That tip there saved. A bit of miscommunication there, as that one will actually be a double hit before, but I think it still would have been a point for the Lady Red here. As Highland will take a seat, McKelvey will come back in. Score is 12-13 in favor of Otis Bison. Back to serve now is Zoe for the first time. And a great serve there by Nixon, as that one is received by Otis Bison there. Dug by Ochoa, set by Tatum for McKelvey. And that will be a kill for Leah McKelvey, and another point for the Lady Red, as the Lady Red tie this game back up at 13 all, as Nixon will retain the serve. That serve there put a little too much on it, and that will be a point for Otis Bison, as Zoe will now come out, and Highland will be back in the back row. Barr back to serve for Otis Bison here. Serve is received by Ochoa, set by Tatum Rentschler from McKelvey. McKelvey's hit will fall, and that will be a great kill by Leah McKelvey, as the score is now 14 all in this first set. Couple substitutions now, as Franklin will come in for Turner Rentschler on the back row, and Atwood will come in for Ochoa on the front row. Back to serve now is Franklin for the Lady Red. Good serve there is received by Otis Bison. Hit over is, that one actually ends up hitting the line judge, but that one will be out either way, as the Lady Red will get the lead back here, 15-14 in this first set, 10 points away from closing off set 1. Franklin retaining the serve. Serve there is received by Otis Bison there, set up, tipped over, but that one is absolutely stuffed by Atwood and McKelvey, as the Lady Red grow the lead to 2. 16-14 in this first set here. Franklin still with the serve, as that one will go off of her hands sideways and will go into the net, and Otis Bison will get the serve back and close the lead down to 1. Back to serve now is Chapman for the Cougars. Serve is low, and Franklin couldn't quite get to it, as that will be an ace for Chapman, and Otis Bison will tie the game back up at 16. Chapman's serve is received by Raby, set by Tatum Rentschler for Atwood. Atwood's hit there is not quite saved by Otis Bison, and that will be a great hit by Parker Atwood. Score is now 17-16 here, as a couple substitutions made. Archer will come in for Raby, and Iflin will come in for Tatum Rentschler. Back to serve now for the Lady Red is Archer. Great serve there. Will be saved barely. Nope, never mind. It will not be saved as that one will go out on the Lady Red side. And that one will be an ace or an error, however you want to look at it. But it is a point for the Lady Red now. Score is 18-16, I believe, in favor of the Lady Red. As that one will be another ace, the second one in a row for Danny. And that will be a timeout by Coach Meyer. And the Lady Red lead this one 19-16 in this first set. Lady Red just 6 points away from closing off set one. Coming out of this timeout, the Lady Red lead 19-16 in this first set here. On the floor for the Lady Red will be Highland, Franklin, Atwood, Iflin, and McKelvey, and back to serve will be Danny Archer. Good serve there. Saved by Otis Bison barely, and that one will be a free ball for Lady Red as Franklin passes it to Iflin, sets it up for McKelvey. McKelvey's hit will go into the net, and Otis Bison will get the point. Score is now 19-17 in favor of the Lady Red here. And back to serve for the Cougars will be Schweint. Serve is received by Highland. Set by Archer for Atwood. Atwood's hit is going to be outside. As that is going to be another point for Otis Bison, and they close the lead down to 1. Score here is 18-19 in this first set. And McKelvey will come out for Nixon. And, it would be now 20-17 as Highland will get the serve. As that tip there will be saved by Highland. Set by Archer for Nixon in the middle. Nixon's hit will get tipped and go outside as the score is now 21-17. Lady Red now just 4 points away from closing off the set. Back to serve will be Highland. Highland serve there, received by the Cougars. Set up here. That one is tipped over and saved by Archer as Iflin will set up for Nixon. Once again, that will be a great kill by Zoe, and that will be another point as the Lady Red now have 22 to Otis Bison's 17. Lady Red just need 3 points here to close off the first set with a win. Highland retaining the serve. Serve is received by Otis Bison. That hit will go back over to Lady Red side. Nixon will spike it, but someone was there as Atwood will get a turn this time, and that one will be dug out by Otis Bison. As this one will be a free ball here for Lady Red as Highland pass it to Archer. Archer set for Nixon in the middle. Nixon's hit is going to be another point and another kill for Zoe as the Lady Red now just 2 points away from closing off this set. Score is 23-17. As another timeout here is going to be taken. Just like I said earlier, score is 23-17. Lady Red with a 6-point lead in this first set, looking to close it off. Coming out of this timeout, the Lady Red lead 23-17. On the court for the Lady Red is going to be Danny Archer, Carper Franklin, Parker Atwood, Zoe Nixon, Kaylin Iflin, and back to serve will be the libero, Lily Highland. Serve there is received by Otis Bison. This one here set up and blocked at the net by Nixon and Iflin as the Lady Red are at set point number 1 here in this first set. Score is 24-17. Lady Red keep on growing that lead. Highland still retaining the serve. Serve there is received by Otis Bison here as this one is set, but that one will be a free ball for the Lady Red as Franklin pass it to Archer. Archer set for Nixon in the middle. Nixon's hit is going to be a kill, and the Lady Red are going to take set 1 with a score of 25-17, looking to win set 2. We are here at the start of set 2. Lady Red won the first set 25-17. On the court now for the Lady Red is going to be Tatum Rentschler, Zoe Nixon, Parker Atwood, Carper Franklin, Leah McKelvey, and Hannah Raby, and Lily Highland is getting ready to come in for the Lady Red. On the court for Otis Bison is going to be Emma Barr. Looks like Madison Chapman, Lily Schweint, Brooklyn Roth, Grace Smith, and Rowan Juneau. Back to serve now to start off this set is going to be Carper Franklin for the Lady Red. Carper's serve there is received by Otis Bison. Set up here as no one's there, and that would be a free ball as Highland passes it to Tatum Rentschler. Rentschler set for McKelvey. McKelvey's hit is a kill, and the Lady Red are going to open up set 2 with the first points of the match. Strong hit there by Leah, as that one actually went over into the other court, as Franklin will retain the serve. Serve there is received awkwardly by Otis Bison, and that will be an ace for Carper Franklin as the Lady Red jump out to a quick 2-0 lead. Franklin's serve is up. It looks good as that one is received by Otis Bison here. Set as that one will be hit and blocked at the net, and Atwood will save that one. Tatum will set it back up for Atwood. Atwood will tip it long here as a spike there by Schweint will fall, but Sounds like one of the officials is trying to say something as that hit was in there. As not sure what's going on here. As it looks like then they will end up giving Otis Bison the point, as that will be their first points of the ball game, as Lady Red will still lead this one 2-1, I believe. Back to serve will be Chapman. Oh, they called both sides in the net, so they'll actually end up just replaying the point, as the score is now it's still going to be 2-0, and Franklin will still retain the serve. Carper's serve is up, and it looks good, as that one is received by Otis Bison here. Hit there is blocked by McKelvey, and that will be the Lady Reds' third point in a row, as the confusion there as both sides were into the net will lead to a Lady Red point, and the Lady Red will retain the serve. Franklin's serve is up. It is received not well by Otis Bison, and that is going to be the second ace for Carper Franklin, as the Lady Red are out to a 4-0 lead. Carper once again back to serve. And a low serve there, really good, but received by Otis Bison here, as this one will be hit over and will go into the net, as the Lady Red with 5 consecutive points and a 5-0 lead here in this second set, as they are looking to close out the second set. They won the first set 25-17, as Carper's serve is up and received by Otis Bison here, set up, and that one will just be a free ball for the Lady Red, as Franklin will pass it to Rentschler, who sets it up for McKelvey. McKelvey's hit is going to go down and will be hard, and no one will get that for Otis Bison, as that will be another point for the Lady Red and a kill for Leah McKelvey. Lady Red now out to a 6-0 lead, and yep, there's the timeout by Coach Meyer. Lady Red off to a hot start here in this second set. Coming out of that timeout, Lady Red lead this one 6-0. They're off to a super hot start. On the court now for the Lady Red is going to be Tatum Rentschler, Lily Hyland, Parker Atwood, Leah McKelvey, and Hannah Raby. And back to serve will be Carper Franklin. Serve there is received by Otis Bison, as this one here is going to be a back row hit. Saved by Hyland, saved by Raby. McKelvey will hit that one over, and that one is going to be outside, as Otis Bison finally gets on the board here in this second set. Score is 6-1. Back to serve will be Chapman. Her serve is up, and it'll be received by Raby. Set by Tatum Rentschler for Atwood in the middle. Atwood's hit is going to be a good one, as that one is going to be unable to be dug, and that will be a point for the Lady Red, and they will get the serve back, as Raby will take a seat for Archer in the back row, and Tatum Rentschler will take a seat for Iflin in the front row. Back to serve now will be Danny for the Lady Red. Serve there is received by Otis Bison. Set up here. Tipped at the net, saved by Archer, as Iflin will hit it up for McKelvey. McKelvey's hit tipped at the net, and that one will be saved by Otis Bison. As we'll see a hit here, saved by Hyland, set by Archer for Atwood. Atwood's hit will be a great kill right in the back corner as the Lady Red get another point. Score is 8-1. Lady Red are dominating this second set so far. Archer still retaining the serve. Serve there is received by Otis Bison here as this one will be hit back over right at the net, and that one will fall on the Lady Red side as Iflin will pass it to Archer. Archer sets it up for Atwood. Atwood's hit is not going to be saved as that will be another kill for Parker Atwood. Lady Red continue to grow this lead. Score is 9-1 and a huge 8-point lead for the Lady Red so far in this second set. Archer still retaining the serve. Serve there is received by Otis Bison. Hit there is a good one. Unable to be saved by Franklin as Otis Bison will get back on the board once again. Score is now 9-2. 7-point lead here for the Lady Red as back to serve will be Schweint for the Cougars. Serve is received by Franklin. Pass up by Highland for Atwood. Atwood hit that one a little awkwardly and it will go into the net as Otis Bison will close the lead down to 6. Schweint retaining the serve. Serve is received by Highland. Up by Iflin. Tipped over by Atwood as that one will be saved. And that hit there by Juno will go into the net as the Lady Red get the point and the serve back. As Nixon will replace McKelvey on the front row. And Highland, the libero for the Lady Red, will be back to serve. Good serve there is received by Otis Bison here. Hit. They're saved by Franklin as Archer will hit that one up for Atwood. Atwood's hit is tipped at the net, and that one will just be hit over, giving the Lady Red a few balls. Archer passes it to Iflin. Iflin set for Nixon is good, and that one is down on the sideline, and Zoe will get the kill, and the Lady Red will get the point, as the score, I believe, is 11-3 in this second set. Highland retaining the serve. Her serve is going to go into the net, and Otis Bison will get the point. Juno now back to serve for the Cougars. Serve is received by no one, as that one is going to go out of the back line and will be a point for the Lady Red, as their lead will continue to stay pretty consistent here. Score of 12-4. 8-point lead here for the Lady Red as a substitution made as Turner Renshaw will come in for Franklin, and Atwood back to serve for the Lady Red. Serve there is received a little awkwardly by Otis Bison. That'll give the Lady Red a free ball as Highland will pass it to Archer. Archer sets it for Renshaw on the outside. Renshaw's hit is dug, and that hit there tipped over by Otis Bison, but saved by the Lady Red as Renshaw's hit is saved by Otis Bison. The Lady Red will get another free ball here as that one will roll on the net as Iflin will pass it to Atwood. Atwood will hit it up. Nixon will try to hit it over, but will not get it over the net as Otis Bison will get the point. Score is 12-5. Lady Red with the 7-point lead, and Ochoa will come in for Atwood. Back to serve now is Grace Smith for the Cougars. Serve is received by Nixon. Set by Archer for Turner Rentschler. That one will go down, and the Lady Red will get the serve right back. Raby now is going to come in for Archer on the front row. And Tatum Rentschler is going to come in for Iflin. And it looks like we're going to see Tatum Rentschler serve here for the first time today, I believe. As her serve is good. Hard there, goes back right over on the Lady Red side as Raby they'll call that one into the net as she tried to set that one up for Nixon, and that will be a point for Otis Bison. Back to serve now will be Allie Smith. Score is 13-6, I think, in this second set here as Tatum Rich will set up for Turner. That one absolutely stuffed by Schweint, and they're going to call that one a lift. as the Cougars will close the lead even more. Score is 13-7. Smith still with the serve. Highland will receive it. Tatum Rentschler will set it for Turner Rentschler. That hit is tipped at the net and saved by Otis Bison. That hit there will be saved by Raby as Tatum Rentschler will set that one up for Nixon. That hit blocked as that one is going to go off of the net. A little weird for Hannah, and she cannot get to that one as the Cougars continue to close this lead back with Smith still to serve. Score is 8-13. Just a 5-point lead here for the Lady Red. Serve there received by Ochoa, set by Tatum Rentschler for Turner in the middle. Tip there is saved by Otis Bison as this one is just going to be hit over. Saved by Ochoa as Tatum Rentschler will set it up for Turner. That one blocked once again. That one will go into the net and will keep going into the net. And another block there by Otis Bison as Otis Bison will get the free ball here. Hit there by Schwint is saved and tipped at the net as Turner Rentschler will just tip this one over. Otis Bison will save it. Another one tip here down. A joust, one at the net by Nixon. Another one there. Tried to be saved twice. As a pretty good showing there by Schwint for the Cougars as they will retain the point. Score is now 9-13, I believe, as the Cougars close this lead down to 4. Smith still serving. Raby receives the serve. Rentschler will set it up for Raby. Raby's hit will be tipped at the net once again, and they are going to call Schwint in the net as the Lady Red will finally get the point back. Substitution now as Highland will come out, and Nixon will be back to serve for the Lady Red. Zoe's serve there received by Otis Bison. Set up there for Schwint. That one blocked by Raby, but it ends up falling on the Lady Red side as the score is now 14-10. Otis still keeping the game within 4. Back to serve will be Barr. Barr's serve is received by Highland. Hit up by Rentschler. McKelvey, a little bit of miscommunication there between Turner Rentschler and McKelvey. And that one will be a point for the Cougars as they close the lead down to 3. 11-14 here in the second set. Lady Red just 11 points away from winning this game. Barr's serve is received by failed to receive by Ochoa, and that will be an ace as the Lady Red now down to just a 2-point lead here. Score 14-12. Barr retaining the serve. Serve is received by Ochoa, set up by Tatum Rentschler for McKelvey. McKelvey set tipped at the net, and that one will just barely be saved by Otis Bison as Ochoa will pass it to Rentschler. Rentschler set for McKelvey. That one tipped and blocked by Schwint at the net as the Cougars get another point now. To close the lead just to 1. Scores 14-13 here in this second set. Barr still retaining the serve. Serve is out. And the Lady Red finally get the side out that they needed as Franklin and Atwood will come in, and Franklin will be replacing Turner Rentschler on the back row, and Atwood will be replacing Ochoa on the front row. Franklin back to serve for the Lady Red. Serve there is received by the Cougars. Set up here as this one is going to be into the net once again by Juneau as the Lady Red, as they finally bring the lead back to 3, scores 16-13. Lady Red just 9 points away from closing out this game. Franklin's serve there is received by Otis Bison here, and that one will be hit a little awkwardly. That one just had to be hit over. Franklin passes it to Tatum Rentschler, who sets it up for Atwood. Atwood will just tip it over, and this one will be able to be saved as that hit there is going to fail to be saved by Franklin, as that will be a kill for Otis Bison, and they keep the lead to 2. Chapman back to serve now for the Cougars. Serve is received by Raby, set up by Tatum Rentschler for McKelvey. McKelvey's hit, tips, and they'll call that one out. as Otis gets the point and will bring the lead back down to 1. Score is 16-15 in this second set. Chapman retaining the serve. Serve there is going to be received by Raby, set up by Tatum Rentschler for Atwood. That hit there tipped at the net and not able to be saved as the Lady Red get the point back. Score is 17-15 here in this second set as Archer will come in for Raby and Iflin will come in for Tatum Rentschler. Back now to serve for the Lady Red is going to be Danny Archer. Serve there is received badly as that one will go back over to the Lady Red side as Iflin will hit it up for Atwood. Atwood's hit is going to be tipped, and that is going to be a great kill for Parker Atwood. And the Lady Red continue to, or the Lady Red get that lead back out to 3. Score is 18-15. Here, Lady Red just 7 points away from closing off this game here as Archer will retain the serve. Serve there is received by Otis Bison, but no one is there, and that one will be an ace for Archer as the Lady Red now score of 19-15 here. And the Lady Red just 6 points away from closing off this game. Archer will retain the serve. Serve is going to go into the net there as Otis Bison's going to get the point back. Score is 19-16 here. And Schweint is going to be serving for Otis Bison here. Iflin will receive the serve. Archer will set it up for Atwood. Atwood's hit there is going to make its way, but is saved by Otis Bison, and that one is going to be a free ball for later as Highland pass it to Archer. Archer set for Atwood. Atwood's hit is going to be saved by Otis Bison as this one's going to go back over. Joust at the net there, won by Smith Center, and that hit there by Grace Smith is going to go into the net, and the Lady Red are going to get the point as they have just eclipsed 20 points. And it looks like a substitution was made as Nixon will come in for McKelvey on the front row as Highland's back to serve for the Lady Red here. Serve is received by Otis Bison, and that hit there is going to get through the Lady Red tip and be a point for the Cougars. Juneau now back to serve. Score is 22-17 in this second set. Serve there is received by Highland, set by Archer for Nixon. Nixon's hit is going to be a kill for Zoe as the Lady Red now have 21 points to Otis Bison's 17. Substitution now as Turner Rentschler will come in for Carper Franklin on the front row. And now back to serve for the Lady Red is going to be Parker Atwood. And they will call a rotational error, I believe, as someone wasn't quite in the right position. As the Lady Red get the free point there, scores 22-17. Atwood will retain the serve. Serve there received by Otis Bison here, set up, and it is dug out by Highland as Archer will hit it up for Rentschler. And that hit there on a little bit of miscommunication by the Cougars will result in a point for Smith Center. Score is 23-17. Lady Red with a 6-point lead and just 2 points away from closing out this set and winning this game after they won the first set 25-17. Coming out of this timeout, Lady Red lead 23-17. They won the first set 25-17. as on the court now will be Highland, Archer, Turner, Rentschler, Nixon, and Iflin, and Atwood will serve it as it is received there by Otis Bison, as that one is dug out by Atwood, as Archer will set this one up for Turner Rentschler. That one tipped, and will be a point for the Lady Red, as we are now at set and match point. Atwood's serve is up. It is received by Otis Bison here, as this one is going to be hit over outside, and that is going to be the game. This one quite similar fashion to the first set. Both sets won by the Lady Red 25-17. Set 1 and set 2. A great win here for Lady Red, as they will have a bit of a break before coming back, and they will be playing St. John. So we will see you guys in a bit. We're going to go get some lunch.